Great morning today. Great morning.
Great morning, Joy.
Why no celebration?
No.
You won last night.
But
You don't have any.
why would I celebrate?
Huh?
I mean,
well, if you're not going to, I am.
why you celebrating?
I'm celebrating.
That's not
I'm throwing champagne out here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a champagne celebration.
You know why?
You like it?
Amazing.
Thank you.
You try to upstage me. This is my celebration.
This is a pretty good celebration.
Yeah.
like it.
No. This
Skip's
my
the guy in the club spraying champagne everywhere.
no.
Sorry.
This is my
Guys
time.
don't do.
My grandma used to say, "Boy, God don't like ugly. Sometimes He don't like pretty."
Hold on.
You try to upstage me.
Gotta have one sit there, just like
For what?
like Shannon does.
Your team didn't win.
He did say the Cavs were going to win.
Breakfast of champions, the nectar of the
The
gods.
Cavaliers
Thank you.
are not your team.
You know what? You should take it as a compliment, Shannon.
No,
you
I don't
convinced
want
Skip
him.
Joy,
that
do
the
you
Cavs
remember
were
what
gonna
happened
beat the
yesterday
Rockets.
on the show? I picked the King, and he picked against the King. I couldn't believe it.
Hey,
You,
you didn't tell me I was going to get this kind of performance out of
oh,
JR.
I did tell you. LeBron had help.
What about Kevin Love?
Huh?
What about Kevin Love? I want you to tell me about Kevin Love. We're talking about him later.
13 rebounds last night. That's pretty good. He made a big three in the fourth quarter. That's pretty good.
Well, let's
Way
do
to
it.
go.
Let's get started. Let's start with the Cavs.
Way to go,
Here we
Shannon.
go. LeBron had a triple-double last night, but he struggled shooting the ball. He was just 12 for 30 from the floor, including 3 for 15 in the fourth quarter and overtime. But he did come up with a clutch jumper with 30 seconds left to tie it. The game went to overtime, and the Cavs got big buckets from J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, and Tristan Thompson for the 113-112 win. Let's take a listen to LeBron after the game.
We knew we were going to get their best shot today. You know, they knew we didn't have much rest. They knew we didn't have much preparation. You know, they kind of been waiting around for us, and you know, we just wanted to come in with the best game plan that we could in a short time. You know, execute offensively. You know, shots weren't going in. Like I said, for me personally, I was, you know, at probably one of my worst games of the season.
Interesting.
Shannon,
Yes.
what happened last night?
LeBron finally had an off night, and his supporting cast showed up. This is the first time. You can honestly say, Skip, you watched the last 7 games they played against Indy, and they didn't get this kind of production from anybody.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, JR had 20. In the previous series, no one reached that mark. So you had 20 by him. Kyle Korver had 19. Jeff Green was a monster off the bench. And I asked, I said, Skip, do you actually think Tristan Thompson's going to give you another 15 and 10? He said, hold my beer, I'm going to give you 14 and 12.
I told you.
Yeah, of course. And why did he do that?
Because he's Tristan Thompson.
The longer he
done it
goes,
before.
the less he have to go. Because he thinks she's going to be forgot. By the time he get at the playoff, Joe, you know, in June, she be forgot everything.
Cannot leave it alone.
Skip, this is the first time, I think in a very long time, that LeBron James has struggled shooting the basketball, and his teammates have been able to carry him. Because we spoke about it last week.
Yep.
James Harden goes 2 for 18. They win by 20. You and I both know LeBron cannot have it. Thought he couldn't have it. He wasn't his efficient self. He shot 40%. Struggled from the 3, but I don't mind him taking those 3. If they're gonna go up under the pick. Now, some of those he was shooting from Whistler and Saskatchewan. They're way, way outside of Toronto.
No, Calgary.
Yeah.
You're shooting from Calgary.
Yeah.
Well, what was that about?
Hey.
Driving me crazy.
I mean, LeBron, he got that kind of range.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he got that kind of range. But if you're gonna give him that kind of production and he struggles, Toronto, baby dinosaurs, you're in a heap of trouble. Because you and I both know the likelihood of LeBron James shooting 40% from the floor again in this series is not very good. Now, if he gets this kind of production, Skip, look, for JR, I say if JR gives us anything, JR gives us over 10. If he's going to play defense on DeRozan the entire night, we'll take it. But Kyle Korver played big last night. JR was big. Tristan was big. Jeff Green. Now, this is the Jeff Green that's been playing all year. I don't know who that Jeff Green was in the Indy series. I don't know him, Skip. But this what I've been talking about. This what I've been waiting for all along.
No, you've been blasting the Cavaliers for not helping the King.
Yes.
So now you have no more excuses because you got lots of help
Well, let me
last
ask you a
night.
question. Is this the way it's going to be moving forward?
Yes.
Or was this an outlier?
not an outlier.
Okay. Well,
Game 7 was not an outlier.
Well, I tell you what, if they're going to play like this, because I don't believe LeBron James will struggle shooting the ball from the floor or the free throw line, 1 for 6, Skip. Ugh. You jinxed him, too. Keep your mouth shut about stepping across the free throw line, Skip Bayless.
Did they not call it on?
Yeah, because you talked it up.
Did I not tell you again and again? The new routine that he has, it's like the 467th new routine of his career, causes him to step into the shot and across the line. You're breaking the rule. And finally, one referee said, I'm not going to take that anymore. Sorry.
I think it was Derek Stafford calling it, too. He's going to be getting a text from me.
Well, you can't step across the line.
So.
Huh?
All I'm saying is this. I don't believe LeBron James will shoot 40% from the floor again. If he gets this kind of production from the role players, the guys that we're counting on, somebody's going to be in a heap of trouble. But Kevin Love, what are we going to do about Kevin Love in that 7-point, Skip?
I like those 13 rebounds. I like that big 3 hit in the fourth quarter that got them a little bit back.
That gave him 7, Joy. Yeah. Think about that. A guy making $25 million a year, he hits a big 3 in the fourth quarter, and he gets to 7 points. And Skip Bayless got on pom-poms and a big sign saying, go.
Why didn't Tristan Thompson start the game the way he started Game 7?
We got a method to our madness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, it's my turn. And the bittersweet irony that was last night for me, because on the one night that I did pick the Kings team to win, the King, as you pointed out, went 1 for 6 from the free. What, 1 for 6? And his playoff free throw percentage plummeted to 77%. So all of a sudden, I'm now winning my bet because you said 80% or better in the playoffs.
I thought we had.
You had me there for a while.
Yeah, I was at 84 for a minute.
Yeah, you were at 84, and he made 22 in a row against Indiana. Wow. And then he goes 1 for 6, and he goes 1 for 8 from the three-point line last night to plummet in the playoffs all the way to 31%.
You remember he hit that big 3? He got that like this, Skip?
He hit 2 big shots in that game. He hit that 3 that cut it to 1 with about 4.5 minutes left. And he did make one Jordan-esque, I'm going to go Jordan-esque, fall-away, fade-away shot.
Would you consider that clutch?
It was, at that moment, it was clutch because I picked him, so I'm going to give him clutch on that one. They needed that one because it was 105 to 105 when he hit that shot. And yet, LeBron James went 3 for 15 in the fourth quarter and overtime. 3 for 15. I want to rub this in on the Raptors because the King went 3 for 15 in game 1 of the fourth quarter and overtime of a very close game.
Yes.
Shannon Sharp, what would you predict would happen if the King goes 3 for 15?
Oh, they get blown out.
Oh, bad stuff happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guess what? LeBron and company survived, and they stole game 1 as a 6.5-point underdog. I tried to get you to give me the 6.5. No. I would have been real good with the 6.5.
You good with no points?
Yeah, I was good with no points. Tried to get Jim. I should have taken Jim Jackson. He said he would go straight up, and I didn't know if they could quite pull it off, and they shouldn't have pulled it off. But guess what, boys and girls? The Raptors, as I've been telling you, are still the Toronto Raptors.
AKA baby dinosaurs.
Baby dinosaurs. They're still that team that is psychologically devastated and owned by LeBron James. At the mere sight of the beast of the East, they shrink. Their little raptor arms become dinosaur-length arms, and they're just not sure that even if the door is swung wide open, that they can barely tiptoe through the door because they just don't believe they can. And how about that flurry at the end of regulation?
There's no way the Cavs should have won that game.
Hey,
you know that.
They have a flurry at the end of regulation in which they miss 5 straight shots. 5 straight shots.
And 4 of them from 3 feet away.
Yeah, and it's, look, DeMar DeRozan is a really good regular season player. He does not believe he can beat the King. Kyle Lowry had a shot at the end of overtime, near the end of overtime. It could have made it a 4-point game, and he missed it badly because he doesn't believe he can beat the King. And now they have a new closer, an undrafted free agent named Fred VanVleet, who hurt his shoulder during the game and is icing his shoulder on the bench. And they still bring him back to take the 2 biggest shots of the game. Am I right?
Yep.
He has a shot at the end of regulation to win the game that starts that flurry of miss. And he has the big 3 at the end of overtime. And it's sink or swim, man.
Yep.
You make it. We're having a different conversation
Absolutely.
right now. And he missed it fairly badly. It wasn't really that close. He pulled it to the left. Didn't really have much of a prayer of going in. And that's it. Your closer is now Fred Van Vliet, and you are still the Raptors. Because do you believe that the Raptors, in their last 12 game ones in playoffs, are 1-11?
Ooh.
They're 1-7 at home in their last 8 game ones at home.
That'll
That's
get you beat.
horrible.
That'll get you
Is
beat.
that
Yep.
what is that? That's like Peyton Manning used to be he used to be the best regular season quarterback, and he couldn't win in the postseason.
Correct.
Finally broke through, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
He won one in Indianapolis and one at the very end for your Denver Broncos. But Peyton had much better regular season numbers than he did playoff numbers. This is the number 1 seed in the East. And did they look like or play like the number 1 seed to you last night?
No.
They did not.
No.
And
Yeah, I'm looking at these numbers. DeRozan had 3 points in the second half.
that's who he is.
You not
Okay?
when Kyle Lowry? I think Kyle Lowry he didn't score anything in the fourth quarter.
Nope. That's who he is.
And you got him on the rope. Skip, you jump out there on them 33-19 in the first quarter.
Yep.
And you turn around and you allow them to go double up what they scored in the first quarter in the second quarter to get back in the ball game. You fought this hard. And I know it's one game, but that can't leave a good taste in your mouth, because we got this guy in our building, had him down by 14. They're struggling. He's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Forget them. I mean, he's struggling. And you lose? After that, Valanciunas is a 2020 game, 2020 guy.
He was destroying them for a while until Tristan came into the
Well,
game.
here's the thing, Skip. The objective was, okay, start Kevin Love at the 5. Kevin Love would then pull Valanciunas away. But if he's not hitting any shots, Valanciunas like, why am I going out there? You can't make a shot. So now he's clogging up the lane, and you know this.
He can't guard him either.
No.
He can't guard him.
No. If Kevin Love is not giving you anything offensively, Skip, come on. Really, Kevin? Kevin, you better than this. Is he better than this, Skip? That's what you told me. You told me Kevin Love is the guy.
I got to tell you, 13 rebounds is 13 rebounds. You can't take that away from him. I'd rather have him than not have him. Are you trying to build in yet another excuse in case they lose game 2?
No. I'm just saying, Skip, the second best player on your team is averaging under double digits for the playoffs. In 8 games, your second best player, a 5-time All-Star, and we're not talking about his rebounds. Really, Skip? Is that how the Cavaliers are going to advance? With Kevin Love averaging 7 and 13? Really?
Okay, so he had an off night. The King had a really off night.
Whoa. You talk about an off night. So where has he been the previous 7 games? He had an off series. But Skip, last I checked.
You're forgetting in the most crucial 5-minute stretch of the entire season for LeBron James, a 5-minute stretch in which he checked out and went to the locker room and then sat on the end of the bench eating orange slices. Kevin Love made 2 huge threes and a mid-range jump shot that saved the day, saved the season.
Saved no season.
Yes, it did.
LeBron James.
They went from 1 up to 12 up thanks to Kevin Love. You don't think that was help?
LeBron James averaging 42, 11, and 7 saves. If you don't mind me asking, I know you got the stats over there. Can you tell the people at home, because they don't have the stat sheet like you and I do, what was Kevin Love plus minus? Because you love to read that out. Okay, LeBron James shot 40%. He was not his efficient self. Can you tell them who led in plus minus?
It looks like Jeff Green led.
Jeff Green had 10. What did LeBron have?
Yes. 5?
Plus 5.
Yeah.
As inefficient as he was, he still had the second best plus minus of the team.
Okay.
Kevin Love had the worst.
Yep. Okay. So, did LeBron have help last night?
Absolutely.
He got 5 threes from JR, and that's 5 out of 6. That's pretty good.
Yes.
He got 5 more threes from Kyle Korver. That took 12 shots. And I must say, again, I was rooting for your Cavs last night. Kyle Korver missed 2 wide open threes. He never misses.
Yeah.
They're like free throws to him, and he missed those, but he still made 5. So that's 10 out of 18 from those 2. That will work.
Yes.
That will keep you afloat. And Jeff Green, as you said, 4 for 4 and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. That will work.
Yes.
He plays hard on defense. He makes things. He had 2 steals last night. Which brings me to my man, Tristan Thompson. I do not care what is going on in Tristan's off-court life. I only care about what's going on the floor, because all of a sudden he has turned back into that guy that we all campaigned to get the bigger contract that he deserved.
Yes.
from LeBron's group, you know, represented by LeBron's group.
Clutch.
And Clutch Sports, or Unclutched.
Clutch, yeah.
Last night it was Unclutched, but that's okay.
How was it unclutched?
Well, you know, he missed. I'm
What
about
about
to
Double
get to
T?
Unclutch. I'm about to get here. Double T was clutch last night because Tristan Thompson, and I've been banging this desk saying, play Tristan. I tweeted at the end of the fourth quarter. You can check my timeline. Play Tristan all the way home. And he did. Ty Lue played him all but a few seconds of the fourth quarter and a few seconds of overtime.
Yeah.
And what happened with about 2:17 left in the game? I say the play of the game was made by Tristan Thompson. If we could please see this one play. Here it is. LeBron shoots. Oh, it's an air ball. Look, and Tristan retrieved it. Look at this shot that he just made.
And the shot and the clock was about to go off.
The clock was, LeBron had to force up the jumper, which misses everything, with maybe 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And Tristan retrieves it and shoots a spinning left-handed hook in the lane. Do you know the degree of difficulty of that shot straight on with no backboard?
Yes.
And he made it. And I was like, whoa. And guess what? That became the winning margin. That was the final score by the Cavaliers. That made it 113. They did not score another point. Okay? So you're going to give credit to Tristan today?
Oh, he played well.
Thank you.
Oh, he played out of his mind last night.
All right,
I can live with 14-12. Now, I'm not expecting 14 points from Tristan. Anything over 6, as long as he's in the double-digit rebounds, I can live with that. Now, Kevin Love, I can't live with him scoring less than 10 points.
Okay. So here's what I can't live with because I was rooting for the King last night.
What?
So clock ticks down to 42 seconds left in overtime, and it's still teeter-totter game. It's back and forth. And LeBron James, who was pretty awful down the stretch of this game, he drives on DeRozan, and he gets a step on him. He gets a step. And I'm saying, LeBron, just take it to the rack. Take it. You got him. You got him right there. You got him. And what does he do? He whips it all the way back to the top to Kyle Korver. What are you doing?
He's going for the dagger.
Help me. Help me. What
is
he doing? Is it because in the back of his mind he's thinking, I'm 1 for 6 from the free throw line. I don't want to go to the free throw line.
No, I don't think he's
I don't know. Is that what he's thinking?
No, he know. Kyle,
it's the King. It's the quote-unquote best player on the planet. Am I right?
He is, and he's confirmed that. And everybody that plays him, they say that.
Why would you kick it back out?
Because he had 13 assists. So that was going to be that was the way he was going to play last night, which I told you he would, even though he did get up 30 shots.
So this is a crucial moment for the Cavaliers because the game's teetering and the ball winds up in Kyle Korver's hands and he looks around like, really? I'm supposed to shoot this?
Yeah, shoot it.
He's 26 feet away. He's in Calgary.
Yeah.
It's too far.
Yeah.
And guess what? It comes up a little short. It hits the front of the rim. And guess what Ibaka does? He comes down with the rebound, and I don't know what he's doing. He dribbles it on the inline, right? And all of a sudden, your guys get another possession. And I'm saying, okay, just put it away right here. And in the final possession for the Cavaliers, LeBron dribbles and dribbles and dribbles. There's a lot of dribbling going on last night. Dribbles and dribbles, and they pick and they pick. And he winds up trying to force up a three that hits nothing but glass.
Right.
And the clock goes off.
Right.
And so all of a sudden, there's 16 seconds left, and Toronto gets to go call timeout and go set up a shot to win it.
And what happened?
Van Vliet did not happen.
Clamp, that defense, the one that you've been maligning all year long. And I told you, when it comes, they can't sustain that for extended periods of time. But for a small snippet, say like 20 seconds or a minute, they can lock it down. And they locked it down last night. You saw that.
The truth is, in the end, for all the reasons I just detailed, the Cavaliers had no business winning this game. No business.
Absolutely.
Like, I can give you every reason they should have lost. I can give you 1,000 reasons that Toronto should have won game one.
Yes.
As everybody suspected they would.
Right.
Again, they were 6.5-point favorites. First time LeBron in a series has been an underdog ahead of the finals since 2008. The #1 seed, the team with the best record in the regular season at home, and they lost. And I'm here to tell you they're going to lose game 2 at home. I'll go on record.
But
I already said it.
It's been so many times that LeBron has done. You remember Atlanta won 60 games as the #1 seed, and they swept them.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Same
Boston
sort
was
of,
the #1 seed last year.
That's the same idea.
5-1.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. LeBron doesn't care what I told you. What did he say? Mustard seed, sunflower seed. He said it doesn't matter.
See, it mattered to the Pacers. The Pacers aren't afraid. They just don't think they can dethrone him, but they think they can push him to the brink.
Yeah.
Toronto doesn't think anything. They're just happy to be here.
What good is a man going to the counter if he's too tired to eat?
Well, I guess.
We took so much out of them game 7, they couldn't do anything. They had ample opportunity. Victor Oladipo had big chance after big. What was Lance Stevenson? You know, the LeBron stuff. He should have been out there, right, George? He should have been out there to try to maybe blow in LeBron's ear, maybe get could have coached LeBron into a tech.
Maybe.
Wasn't happen. I don't want to talk about the Pacers no more. Victor Oladipo is training, and we go on the bigger and littler thing as in the dinosaur.
I'll buy that. But he was much more pressed and pushed by the Pacers than he will be by the Raptors.
Yes, they're a different type of mentality. Indiana is a different mentality than what Toronto represents.
Yet my final issue with last night, having picked the Cavaliers, was that your man, Iron Man, LeBron James, who played the most minutes in the regular season and has to this point played the most minutes in the postseason, sat after 8 minutes of the first quarter. Of game 1 of the second round.
Yeah,
he took himself out and sat for the last 4 minutes of the first quarter, and he's killing me. And I'm yelling at the TV, get back in the game.
And guess what?
Does he ever sit at the end of the first quarter?
And guess what, Skip? And guess what? Only DeRozan, he was 7 minutes clear of everybody else in the game. DeMar DeRozan played 40 minutes, and he's 5-6 years younger than LeBron. LeBron still played 47 of a possible 53 minutes, even though he sat 4 minutes into the first quarter.
What was that about? Was he just like hyperventilating? I don't know what he was doing.
All I know is
he was sweating.
Name the guy that's played more regular season minutes and more playoff minutes.
I just said that.
Hey, so he's not supposed to get tired.
Well, last night I needed him just to play 48.
No.
Yeah.
We're not gonna drain ourselves in game.
Really? Okay.
This is a journey.
Yeah.
This is a journey.
This is about to be a 4-game journey past the Raptors.
But I want you to tell me about Kevin Love. You don't want to talk about Kevin Love.
I just talked about him.
13 rebounds.
They won.
7 points.
They won. All you need to know is you're playing the Raptors.
All I need to know.
He'll be there when you
What
need
I
him.
need you to know is Kevin Love is as sorry as an Alaskan summer day is long. Now, you know they real long in the summertime, George, 24 hours some of them days.
Yeah.
The sun don't even set. So that's a long day.
He's not Kev
right?
anymore?
Huh?
He's not Kev anymore?
Ain't no love in there. I don't know that foul smell. Now, he need to snap out of it.
So you're blaming the win on Kevin Love?
No.
Is that how it works?
No, I ain't blaming
the win.
I need him to play. I'm not satisfied with those 7 points. Man, a 5-time All-Star.
You need to have more faith in your Cavaliers.
I got
Seriously,
faith in them.
You don't have enough faith.
I do.
Yeah. Have faith.
I got faith.
Yeah.
Yes, I got faith in that guy. Faith of a mustard
I
seed.
don't know.
How big is a mustard seed, Skip?
Yeah.
That's the kind of faith I got in him because I know.
Yeah. Well, it looks
You
like
know, too.
I had more faith in the Cavs than you did last
Because
night.
you don't have no team. All your teams are gone.
Oh, okay.
And I want to apologize to Indiana. I owe you. I mean, you came out here on that Monday, Joy. I owe you an apology. And then you gonna turn around and talk about Victor Oladipo don't believe he can dethrone the man.
Well, they took him right to the brink 7 times. Who outscored the Cavs in the whole series? By 40 points. The Pacers outscored them.
Did it matter?
Right?
When does it matter?
Told you that.
Y'all, who had the most yards in the Super Bowl?
Tom Brady.
Well, who had the most points? You win by yards or points?
Speaking of Tom Brady, did the Patriots really come close to drafting Baker Mayfield? We'll discuss that next.
This is Lynchburg, a small